The projection of bit and dogleg needed for a curve in Hawkeye requires a few more steps than it did with windsurf, but overall it's a very simple concept. For the example I've loaded, this curve has already been started with an inclination of 23.02 and a 194.97. We can go to the proposal and we can see that the landing point, what we're going to need is the TVD, the inclination and azimuth at landing point. So our TVD is 11032 TVD with an 8942 inclination and a 179.95 azimuth. If we look at the current survey, we can see that this is our well plan. This is our as drilled. We click on this and we can see that we're 18 feet behind and 15.7 feet right of the comparison curve. So for this survey point, we're going to run a projection a bit and we're going to run our landing point. I'm going to show you how to do that. So our surveys for our work curve and 2302, our dogleg severity was 8.13 for that. So our motor yield, if we were considering to be a 100% slide, would be a 8.13 dogleg severity. So when we at our 3D screen, first thing we're going to do is we have to do our bit projection. For example, we're going to say we had a 56-foot bit to survey, and our dogleg severity was, let's just say 8.2 dogleg severity. We're right of the line, so we'll just say that we wanted to hold 15 left, so it would be 345. And we're going to turn on the projection. So if we look at that, at our bit, we know we're 13 feet behind and 19 feet right of the well plan. And our inclination and azimuth for your PTB is 27.48 and a 192.2. Now we got to figure out our landing point. We're going to do that. We're going to find nudge. We're going to click nudge. And what we're going to look for here, we want inclination, azimuth, and TVD. We'll turn on the projection. We know that we had a landing point 11.032 and 179.95, and our inclination was 89.42. So with that being said, we have all of this, and we'll see where that lands us and if we need to make any changes at that point. So if we find where we were here, and that tells us we were 0.5 feet above and 68 feet right. So we know we're landing really, really far right if we land with a 179.95. So if we want to land at, let's just say a 177 instead of a 179.95 to get us back towards the line, that puts us 41 feet right. So we're within our window at that point, and our dogleg severity needed to land is a 6.72 at this point. So we can figure up from that point on, we needed a 6.72 to land on the line, and we were getting an 8.13. So we can run our math there and know that our dogleg needed to land was we had an 8.13 motor yield, and our dogleg needed is a 6.72. So we run our numbers and know that we need to slide 78 feet for the next stand. So in that example, we slid 78 feet after the survey point. Now we are at a Kelly down, and we're seeing 100% slide on that one, but we have rotation below us. So this survey, everything that we've seen here has been 100% slide, same motor yield, 8.05 versus 8.13, but we have rotation that we have not seen. So with this survey point, we'll go to our 3D. We'll see that when we took this survey, we're now 9.7 feet below and 21.7 feet right. So we got to run our bit projection. And this is a little bit different than what we're used to doing. So we have our 56-foot bit to survey. We're going to turn on our bit projection, but we're not going to be inputting our inclination and azimuth for our bit projection. We're going to be inputting our dogleg severity and our tool face orientation. So to make that a little easy, I want to show you this up on the screen. The formula that we need is motor yield times slide not seen divided by bit to survey. I've written that out a couple different ways, so you can make note of this, write this down, whichever way this formula is easiest for you to understand. But so our motor yield we knew was a 8.05, and our slide not seen, since we knew we slid 78 feet and we rotated the rest of that stand down, we are seeing 17 feet of rotation and 39 feet of slide within that 56 feet. So the slide not seen, since we rotated 17, is 39 feet. And then we're going to divide that by our bit to survey, which was 56 feet bit to survey. So our dog leg severity projection to bit from our survey point to our bit, our dog leg severity is 5.61. So we can change that to 5.61. Let's just say for reference we held a 345 tool face. So now this is giving us 5.2 feet below, and our dog leg severity 5.61. Our inclination for our projection to bit is 33.43. Our azimuth is 188.73. Now we have to figure out our landing point. We're going to do that the same exact way we did last time. We're going to go to our nudge. We're going to turn on our projection. And since we had already input where we thought we were going to need to land, this will stay the same every time. So once this pops up, we're going to go to the end and we're going to see. We'll click on this and see exactly where did we land. So we're 40.2 feet right, 0.5 feet above. So it land at that point. We can bring it back left a little bit further. Let's just say we want to land at a 176 and we want to turn this thing back towards the line a little bit further. So 32 feet right. For that reference, our inclination 89.42 and a 176. Our dog leg needed to land at that point is a 6.78. So when you're looking at these lines, you're going to have, this is your survey point. The yellow will be, that's your projection to bit. And then the next one, you're going to see your landing point. So you can see how you look at it in three-dimensional form. See if you like where it's landing. And if you're wanting to land, let's just say 10 feet high, and the customers want to know what the dog leg needed to land 10 feet high would be. So we can just change this TBD to 11.022. And we will see if that put us 10 feet high. So 10.3 feet high. So now our dog leg to land 10 feet high, we'll find that over here is 6.96. So we can run our numbers there to see how much we need to slide per stand to get us there. If our motor yield stays at 8.05, let's just say 8 motor yield, and figure out how much slide you need to put there to get a 6.96. Might as well say a 7-degree dog leg, and there's your 10-foot high projection. If they're wanting to land 10 feet low, just add 10 feet to your original landing point, so 11.042. And you can reset this, verify 9.3 feet, so we can change this to 11.043. Same thing, we're 10.3 feet below, so our dog leg severity is 6.59. So 6.5 to 7 is going to land you somewhere based on where you are at this time in the curve with what motor yield you're getting. And that's all it is to figuring out what your projection bit and your dog leg severity is. So if you need this formula, take a screenshot, whatever you need to do, but this will be what you use to figure out your dog leg severity at the bit, since it's going to give you your inclination and azimuth when you input this information, the DLS and the TFO, into your bit projection. And you can leave these up. This can stay on the screen the whole entire time. You don't have to close out of either one of these. When you get ready to add another survey, you can just add survey, put your next survey point in there. All of this will stay. And when you get your next survey added, your motor yield, everything you need to figure there, when you go back to your 3D screen, it will update this survey depth. It will move the projection a bit down. It'll leave all of this the same. You'll have to change this. And then it will also do your projection to land. And you may have to adjust the TBD or your inclination and your azimuth to get you where you want, but you can just manipulate it. Put the end of the curve where you think it's going to be the best suitable for you to land. Your dog leg severity for your landing point can be obtained right here, and your bit to survey, so your projection of survey, inclination, and azimuth can be figured out right here when you So you're at your survey point, scroll down to your bit projection, and your inclination and your azimuth for bit projection will be right here.